All right, it is Friday. Happy Friday. Another edition of the Friday feature. Mark Arjanian, 21st Century Distributing. We also have our Director of Sales, Sean Behan, here. And we are excited to have Alta Labs, who's been definitely a growing line for us. Really cool stuff. It seems like they come out with new products like every other month. Really, it's turned into a full network solution of products. Amazing support. I mean, their team has just been one of the best to deal with from a product standpoint, training standpoint. You should check out their website. They have a lot of cool offerings, trainings on their website. It's great. Check out our website. As this video would be on our website if you want to share it with your team after the fact. So we have Jordan Eaton here with Alta Labs, going to run through the product offering, answer your questions. So please, if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the Q&A. I'll be giving away actually an AP6W for one of you that has a good question. So go ahead and put that in the Q&A. We'll get that answered for you. But Jordan, thanks for being here, buddy. Happy Friday.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for the introduction. Happy to be here and walk everyone through the line. 21st has been a great distributor for us. So I try to send all the business I can their way. They do a great job. You guys are in great hands with 21st, and we're grateful they're carrying the Alta product. So with this webinar, the biggest thing we want to go over is just products, kind of our offerings, maybe some company background, and a quick controller demo too, if we do have time. So we can kind of get started. So a couple things with us wanted to touch on real quick. We do offer a full networking stack. We have no licensing. There's no cloud fees. That's a big thing for us. We never plan to charge any licensing fees. Also, a big thing with us, you don't need a cloud key or a controller to actually manage the devices. Cloud access is built into each device. So if you just have one access point on the site, you can still completely manage that from the cloud. Big thing that sets us apart, I would say, is our free US-based phone support. So you can always call in, email, this chat, and you can talk to an actual technician or engineer. So they'll be able to get your questions answered. And then you can always reach out to me, Cole, Dallin, Tony, Philip. We're always happy to help out as well. Price to performance ratio. Our products work very well, especially at the price point. It's not going to break the bank, but you're going to have very high performing products. You do get margin with us through 21st Century. We only sell through distribution, so they will be able to get you that margin. Then we do have some dealer exclusive lines too that we are working on, where you can make pretty much unlimited margin, which we'll get into later. Product reliability, we've seen very low RMA rates. And I guess to give you guys some background too, about 80% of our team is from Ubiquiti. So our goal with Alta Labs was to bring all the good things over from Ubiquiti, because Ubiquiti does a lot of good. And just fill some gaps that we saw and build on top. So, we have the Jeff Hansen. He was the old lead unified developer. We have Chris Buechler. He was the co-founder of PFSense and many other notable members. Big thing we focus on is being community focused, right? We do monthly live events, weekly webinars. We're very active on the forum. If you have feature request issues, please post them there, and someone from our team will handle those. Big thing we wanted to focus on too was ease of use. Having our products that are very easy to use, install, configure. We really wanted to make it so any entry-level technician or engineer could go in, easily install the gear, configure it, and just make it super easy to work around. And I'll kind of show you in the controller what that looks like. We do have like AltaPass, which is our patented PPSK, which we'll get into later as well. See here. As far as access points go, we have our AP6. This is a 2x2 access point. It's really good for residential and some light commercial. So it's ceiling, tile, wall mountable. We have our AP6 Pro. This is a 4x4 access point. These do have a 4K Qualcomm chipset built in, so you do get close to Wi-Fi 7 speeds with that. It has an IP rating of 54, so it's great under awnings and eaves. You can get splash and dust on it. The difference between the AP6 and the AP6 Pro, it's going to be about a 30% difference in performance and throughput. Those. I'll jump over to the AP6W. I'll kind of highlight this one a bit more. But this one is a 2x2 access point. It just fits onto a single gang junction box. And there's two PoE in and a PoE out. So it's great for, dead spots in a home, MDU, hospitality, or if you're doing like one access point per room, per unit, it's great for those scenarios. I'll show you guys some pictures here too, right? So you have the PoE in on the back right there. The two, there's one PoE in and a PoE out right there as well. So it's great to go behind TVs as well with that switchboard. So your cost on this should be around $83 through 21st.
And these are available now, and we have a lot in stock. So load up.
Yep. Please do. The AP6 Pro Outdoor. This one has a lot of the same specs as the regular AP6 Pro, but it does have an IP68 rated casing and a pull and wall mount for the mounting solution. With the Summit A6, this one is part of our dealer exclusive line. These are not on Amazon. They're not listed anywhere online. And they come with a 5-year warranty. Everything else does have a 2-year warranty. The Summit line will have a 5-year. The goal with the Summit line is to make it where dealers can make unlimited margin, right? As there's no MSRP listed. Your cost should be around $239 on that product. A lot of that comes from that 5-year warranty. But I see dealers selling it consistently for $300, $400, $500, $600, even $700 is what I've seen. So they're making some really good margin on that product. We are planning to come out with a switch or two and a router on this line by the end of the year. We'll kind of have that full stack on the Summit line. So as far as switches go, these are actually there's a couple points I want to touch on with the access points real quick. These all do wireless meshing. And as far as the roaming goes, right, you should see great roaming. We do live pinging. So as you're walking throughout the home, or office, gonna ping and find the best connection, and you should have no drop off. So as you're leaving, walking out to the driveway, you're on a phone call, there should be no drop off. And these all do have the DPI engine built in, capture portal, the Wi-Fi scheduling, and the content filtering built in. Here are the switches we have out right now. We're looking to come out with 2 more this year. I'll kind of go into what those are going to look like in just a moment. But for now, we have our 8-port PoE switch, FPoE Plus, with a 60-watt PoE budget. And this actually can be rack mountable. We do have a rack mount kit for that. I'll show you in just a second. We have our 16-port PoE switch, FPoE Plus, 120-watt PoE budget, and there's 2 1 gig SFP ports on that guy. The 24-port switch, that has 16 ports of PoE Plus, 240-watt PoE budget, and there's 2 10 gig SFP Plus ports. On the 48-port switch, this is one of our newer products. This came out, I want to say, back in May or June of last year. It's 16 ports that are 2.5 gig. The rest are 1 gig. It's all PoE plus. 740 watt PoE budget, and there's 4 10 gig SFP plus ports on that guy. So it's a great project for bigger installs. Your cost on that should be around $815, $820 through 21st. And then I did want to highlight specifically the S12.
Hey,
So here is our
question for Jordan, real quick.
Yep.
Can you please explain why the 48 has an A?
Yep, that's a good question. So pull that up. So the A just means it's all PoE, right? Because all ports are PoE plus. On the other ones,
PoE.
right, it's half and 2/3.
Yeah.
Good question.
That does make sense.
Yeah. No, I was confused at first too. So took me a sec to figure that out. With the S12, this is also one of our newer products. This has 12 ports of 10 gig SFP plus. It's great as like a core switch, fiber switch. If you need a lot of fiber, it's perfect. Then also, all the switch connections too. It'll act as a great core switch. It's, use cases AV over IP. It's great for, Bluestream, AV Pro Edge. They require 4 vacate solutions, and those require, 10 gigs. Also, a big thing with this is daisy chaining versus hub and spoke. Daisy chaining can kind of congest the uplinks. With this, you could have the S12 act as a hub. So it provides a much more robust switching architecture where you don't risk those uplinks being congested. Also works with redundancy, where you can have 2 uplink ports linked to the S12. So if one port happened to go down, right, it's still going to stay up, and you can actually combine those throughputs. So it's great for kind of those use cases. And this, we are working on a rack mount where you can have 2 in the same row. So it's going to be, right now it's a half view. The mounting bracket will be in between. It'll make it so you can mount 2 right next to each other in the rack. Let's see here. I'll jump over this way. As far as upcoming products, right? AP7 Pro.
All right.
What was that?
I said this is new.
Yeah.
So
the AP7, it should be available end of April is what we're looking at. Maybe beginning of May, but it should be available for the next month and a half. So AP7, it's going to be a 10 gig AP on the tri-band. So it's going to be a very powerful access point. So we're very excited to release that. We're still dialing out pricing. We don't have much to share on that just yet. We will have the data sheet for this released later today. So super excited to get this rolled out finally. And then we are coming out with a 8-port 10 gig Ethernet switch to support this later this year as well. That switch is going to be 8 ports, 10 gig Ethernet, PoE++, going to have 4 10 gig SFP plus ports as well. And then we are coming out with a full PoE plus on a 24-port switch that's going to have PoE++ and multi-gig on the 24-port side. So super excited for those products.
And those are probably going to be like Q3 or something at the
probably Q3 for those switches. The 8-port will probably be sooner than the 24-port, just to help support that AP7.
Very cool. Okay.
Yep. And then we are looking to have point-to-point out by the end of Q3 this year. So that's another product we have coming this year. Let's see here. I'll jump over to the Route 10. I'll actually pull up the data sheet on this so you guys can see all the features that it supports. So here is the Route 10. On the back side, right, you have 4 2.5 gig ports. Middle two are PoE plus, and there's 2 10 gig SFP plus ports on the right side. There's a 10 gig router. It's multi-WAN. The ports can be assigned as a WAN or a LAN. Does load balancing, failover. There's cake. API is built in, geo-blocking, static routes. For VPNs, we have IPsec site to site. WireGuard, OpenVPN is coming shortly. Firewall configs, IDS IPS. Even with that enabled, you should still see around 10 gigs on this guy. IPv6 support, IGMP snooping, there's jumbo frames. So it's a very powerful router. And your cost with 21st should be around 165. That's all. So great product. We've seen this, move quite a bit. This can be rack mountable. So you can fit like an 8-port switch and a Route 10 right next to each other on the rack. With our cloud-based management, right, you can manage multiple sites, unlimited sites from the cloud. And we do have a mobile app as well, where you'll still see all the same configurations. You can set up full networks just from your phone. We do have a local network controller. This is just if you don't want to be in the cloud, you want to host the software locally yourself. From our data, though, about 98% of our users are in the cloud. But with the on-prem controller, you can actually manage up to 1,000 Alta Labs devices across multiple sites. With this, there's no license fees.
Here, Jordan, I think it's a good time to stop because it was about
let's do
the
it.
cloud. How easy is it for integrators to remotely manage and troubleshoot their network through the cloud? I guess there's not an additional piece, right? Like some other manufacturers.
Yes, correct. So with us, to manage the cloud, there is no there's no additional hardware you need. So if you have one single access point, you would still see all this, right?
Got it.
You'd see the access point there, devices, still have access to all of this. So very easy to manage. You can click through all your different sites here and manage all of those. So it's very simple. We'll kind of do a more deep dive into this in just a moment. But that's a great question. Sweet. So one feature that we have is Alta Pass, which actually I'll just show you in the cloud what this looks like. So opposed to having multiple SSIDs, like an IoT network, guest network, maybe a parent network, kids network, you would just broadcast one single SSID. And then we have pre-configured network types like standard, large, IoT, internet, and guest. Based on the password, you can actually assign it to a network type. Let's say we're doing a guest network. We'll assign the guest network to VLAN, let's say 11, download upload rate limiting of 35 and 35. And then we don't care about the max number of devices on that word. These guys will ignore the Wi-Fi schedule, but they'll stay on the content filter and they'll stay on the capture portal. We'll set that password right there. Now let's say we want to do an IoT network. The VLAN may be 6. We don't care about the rate limiting. So they have 15 IoT devices, prevents password sharing. IoT devices are all going to bypass the capture portal, ignore the Wi-Fi schedule, and bypass the filter. And we're going to lock this as a super admin. And the IoT, You can have unlimited passwords here. So it's great for MDU deployments as well as residential. So it works great. Cleans up the RF environment and just keeps things nice, simple, and clean. And it's an easy deployment. Here you can do the Wi-Fi scheduling. Oops, where did that go? So if you want the Wi-Fi turned off from, let's say, 10 to 7 a.m. every morning or every night, those passwords that have that enabled, the internet's going to shut off for those.
Are there any tools to help identify like problem devices or like network bottlenecks or anything?
That's a good question. Sometimes you would get alerts here. As far as device bottlenecking, it'd probably be here, right? You can see the load on
Yeah.
a device.
Yes, yes.
So like, let's say like a switch, this load's a bit high, right? It's at 43%, it jumps up to 75. See the memory used, storage used. So once this gets more to orange and red, right, you might want to start making some configuration changes. But this would probably be the best way to kind of see that. And also you can do like quick scans
Oh yeah.
and full scans on the network too. To identify, channels, RF utilization. Right, so you can see the RF utilization, the interferers, right? So you'd be able to see all the channels here. But as far as bottlenecking, that would probably be the best way, just to find the load and the memory used on like a switch.
Yeah, it's right there under network. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Wait. Yeah, good question. So a couple of use cases, right? Restaurants, you have, different passwords for the owner, employees, POS system, customers. Same thing with hotels, right? One thing I did want to talk about is one feature we offer called Alta Boost. This is carrier offloading. So right now it's big with AT&T is the biggest one, and T-Mobile. T-Mobile is a bit spotty sometimes, but AT&T has kind of been, rock solid, and other providers. So what they've begun doing, opposed to going out and building expensive cell towers, they've actually begun offloading their data onto access points. So we installed our access points at local Chick-fil-A's in Utah. So whenever I walk into range of one of the access points, let's say I have AT&T or T-Mobile, right? I walk into range of one of the access points, and my phone recognizes the AP as an approved offload partner. If I have a better connection through the AP opposed to the cell tower, or the cell tower has a lot of traffic they want to offload, I would seamlessly and automatically be put onto that access point, and now I'm on that network. So I'm on that Chick-fil-A network now. There's no captive portal, no password. It's all seamless. There's nothing I do on my end. It just automatically connects. So it's great. Your customers are going to have great connectivity while they're at, the store, browse social media, right? Use a mobile app to order. But the cool thing about it is you can actually get paid for every gig of data you offload. So at those Chick-fil-A sites, they're making about $300 to $500 a month just by offloading their unused bandwidth. And you can kind of split that up how you want that. Like, you could take all that revenue, you could split it, or you could give it all to your customer. So it's kind of, it's a good way to make some passive income, essentially. It's very easy to deploy. So let's see here. As far as actually setting it up, go to settings, add pass point. If you do want to get paid for it, you'd want to do XNet or Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is who we prefer, right? You have to get registered with them. It doesn't take very long. Then you would just click save. Now that site would then be broadcasting that carrier offload signal, and then you could start offloading data. So it's a pretty cool feature. Wait. Do you have any questions about products? Fire them off. If not, we'll kind of just get into a quick just controller demo, kind of showing you around. I know we are coming up on the time limit right now. So here. So here is the dashboard as far as logging in. Right, I just log in with Google, manage.alta.inc. It's going to take me to the last site I was on. So here, this is our headquarters, actually in Utah. We'll get real-time network activity. You can see network devices, connected devices, and all the applications. And we actually just added these two features, I think, last night. So we got the site location, and you can actually do speed tests here. So here. We'll go over kind of the network devices, right? We pull up a switch, see all the switch configurations. Hover over report, you can see the voltage consumption. You can power cycle these.
Yeah.
With us, we actually do color profiling as well. So, hey, like I want all my Crestron ports to follow all these rules here, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great way to, kind of do your color profiling, static DHCP, change LED lights, pretty standard. As far as deployments and setting up devices, all of our devices have Bluetooth beacons built in. So if you're standing next to it, right, you plug it in, it's going to show up here as a new device. You would just click setup, and then you'd update the device. If for some reason you're not on the site,
you're not manually adding devices.
Yep. If you're not on the site, you can add via serial number as well. So as soon as that device gets plugged on and is online, it'll be automatically input on that site. So those are the two ways to get devices on the site, the serial number and Bluetooth. Mark, anything I should go over specifically? I know we're running short on time.
It was a good overview. I'm really looking forward to the new products coming out, the AP7 Pro, the new switches. The big thing I want everybody who's listening to know, Jordan and his team are always talking to our integrators. They are, I don't want to blow his head up too much, but like, he's fantastic with training. If you need some one-on-one training, they even do some demos. If you haven't deployed a system yet, they get you a first-time discount on your first order. And not only that, but literally help walk you through the process. So Alta's just been fantastic to deal with from a support and training standpoint. So I know this was a quick 30-minute recap, and we covered a lot here, but feel free to get with your rep and set up a one-on-one with Jordan. They have Cole, they have a whole team there that would love to help you through the process and getting your client's network set up. So really appreciate it. Samir, we got you at AP6W. Make sure that we'll get that out for you. And then I see Chad here said, Forum Alta Inc. is a great place to have dealers go. They can actually interact with engineers, get design support ideas, product info, almost like an exclusive Reddit for Alta dealers. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
So we have all of that linked on the Alta Labs vendor page on our website. So if you go to Alta Labs, you have a direct link to all this. It looks like you're showing it right now. So
Yep.
great resource for you. The Alta website too. It's just has a wealth of information. So Jordan, thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate
Yeah, of
you.
course.
Looking for some big things. Continue with Alta. Like I said, it's been fantastic for us over the past couple of years. You guys just keep growing and growing, and appreciate your support.
Yeah, of course. No, thanks for having us on. Appreciate everyone that hopped on. If you guys ever have any questions, right, feel free to reach out to sales@alta.inc, where we can, someone from our team will reach out. We'll get you guys handled, whether, it's demo, training, getting you guys, demo gear. We're always happy to help out with any questions, any system design questions. So please use that resource.
Sweet. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks again,
Yep.
Jordan.
Yep.
Have a good
Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
See you next
too.
week.